calculus students and seekers of general truths. In this video, we will see an example of how we can use the IVT to solve some problems. And again, the IVT is a fairly intuitive idea, but we just want to use the name in order to help us justify some questions or some of our answers. Okay, so here we need to explain why this function f of x must have an x-intercept on the interval 0 to 1. Now note here, we know one thing about this function is that it is a continuous function, right? F of x is continuous. And we know also we're given this interval here. So let's look at f of 0. Well, f of 0, if you plug in 0 into this function, you get -5. And f of 1 is the other endpoint. We know that f of 1 is equal to 4. Okay, so let's visualize this. F of 0 is down here at -5, and f of 1 is up here right around 4, right? And because the function itself is continuous everywhere, we know that at some point there must be a spot where it crosses the x-axis. But let's try to articulate that clearly using the intermediate value theorem. And again, this is just in addition to just having the answers, just to help you practice writing a solution to this type of question. Okay? So we can say that since f of x is continuous everywhere, right? It's definitely continuous all over the place, but we can clarify that it's continuous on this interval from 0 to 1, right? And 0 is in between f of 1 and f of 0. This number 0 here, the x-intercept, in other words, occurs between f of 0, which is -5, and f of 1, which is 4. By the IVT, by the intermediate value theorem, there must exist a number we'll call it C, on the interval 0 to 1, such that f of c is equal to 0. Okay? Such that f of c is equal to 0. So in other words, we don't necessarily know what x value this is. We're calling it c, but we know two things: that it must exist between 0 and 1, and when you plug this number into the function f, you will get 0. Right? This is what the intermediate value theorem is telling us. Okay. All right. So I hope you get the hang of this type of thing. I know sometimes it just seems like obvious, and what's obvious in your mind might not always be obvious to everybody else. And it's good practice for you to have to explain and articulate your reasoning. As always, keep working hard. Thank you for watching, and have a wonderful day.